Good morning, good afternoon, because we are late. We are late in the day, man. It is probably closer to 2 o'clock than it is in the morning. Yeah, it's like 1 something right now. We're making this video. Very, very late. Nevertheless, we're getting started with this video. Wrong be talking. Wrong be talking on all the social media. Wrong be talking on YouTube. Please like, please comment, please subscribe if you fuck with me. The topic of today's story, today's video rather, is a video that I wanted to make for a while. It was actually going to be the first video I was going to make, but I decided against it. Whatever, we're making it today, man. It's Sunday. You know, it might be one of my good ones, it might not. But today's topic is famous fairy tales, right? I had this conversation with my wife, and we was walking around, and we was basically just going over fairy tales, man, and the difference between what people assume is fairy tale, you know, and what people actually now believe that they have gotten older. Because these stories have been preached into your head so much, you know what I mean? I can't tell you how many times I've heard these stories. I know people know these stories by heart by now, you know what I mean? We're gonna get into a couple of them. I got a list of about 17 of them, you know what I mean? And really it's just what the story is, what it's supposed to be about, and how it is 9 times out of 10 completely false, man. I mean, we got stories like Cinderella. You know, Cinderella was a story about basically a girl. She got entrapped basically by her family. She couldn't do nothing. They basically treated like a slave. She had a family full of haters, man. And all of her family was basically telling her that she wasn't shit. But long story short, she gets the opportunity to get put on, you know what I mean? They fix her, they put some digs on her, they get the whip clean. She goes out and she meets this prince, man. And this prince basically, you know, he spent some game to her. You know, he papered up. He's a baller of sorts, you know, and he tell her he can fly her out, you know, and she's all about it, you know what I mean? And the problem is she borrowed her homegirl clothes. And she had to get them clothes back, man. But she left a piece of that clothing at the party. The baller was like, man, I'm going to find this girl. You know what I mean? I got to go look around the town and find out where he is. So he hops on Facebook. He online stalks this woman until he finds her. And he puts a ring on it, man. And I got to tell you, that is not a true story. That is not the way it works, man. You know, you can't just leave shit at people's houses and expect them to, you know, want to return it and be nice. And then after you leave stuff, you know, they want to come put a ring on it, man. Y'all leaving stuff at people's house is going to cause a lot of problems and confusion. And I feel like all of that started, you know, from these fairy tales, from these stories that y'all learned back in the day. Y'all learned that when you come over a man's house that you don't know, you know, and you want to keep him, you need to leave shit at his house. Leave shoes, you know, leave something from your hair, some kind of like wristband, some eyelashes or something like that. Listen, that is not how you keep a man, okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. Y'all need to forget that story. And I feel like y'all got that story from Cinderella. You know what I mean? What we got? The Frog Princess. The Frog Princess. It was basically about a girl. She was black in the one that just came out. But it's basically a story about a girl who wants to marry a prince, right? But the prince is actually a frog. You dig what I'm saying? The prince is actually a dude that is not that attractive, if you want to put it in a sense, if you want to get metaphoric with the story, right? So basically she is out here throwing that thing in a circle all around to all these dudes that's bums. And she finally get one that's a bum, you know, he kind of dusty. He's a metaphorical frog. She give him that thing, man, and he turns into a prince, man. She won because she put the time in with this dusty dude, and he actually turned out to be something else. I'm not going to say that's a terrible story, but, you know, y'all know what happened. Not for the average person, that is not a reality, man. That is a fairy tale, okay? Fairy tale. What's another one? Pinocchio. Pinocchio is another story. Pinocchio is the famous story of a nigga trying to get put on, right? He trying to get put on, man. All he want to do is be real, man. He want to be real. He want people to look at him like he real. You know, he want to be a boss. But the way he wants to become a boss is through complete cap shit, right? What he want to do is he wants to get on by somebody else putting this man on. But everybody knows that he's capping, right? We can clearly see that he's capping. And metaphorically, the man's nose grows. You feel what I'm saying? Whenever he's telling lies, whenever he's capping, whenever he is straight on bull, the man's nose grows, you know? And if I'm not mistaken, Pinocchio is a puppet. You know what I mean? Is a puppet. Metaphorical. You need to get a little bit deep into the story. It's metaphorical. He's a puppet. You know what I mean? He comes in to the story being a puppet. You know, Geppetto, you know, he got the knife and he trying to clean him up. Geppetto is basically what I would consider to be the big homie in this story, right? Geppetto is the big story, is the big homie. Pinocchio is the fake dude that wants to be real. And he goes through the means of magic, right? Magic, foolery. He got the fakeness, the fake watch, the fake chain, the fake, all this shit. He gets put on. And now he wants to be a real boy. He thinks he's a real boy, but he's not a real boy. You understand what I'm saying? The only way he can become a real boy is through means of complete cap shit. Pinocchio cannot stop capping. You know, one of the big highlights of Pinocchio is Pinocchio, you know, like I said, his nose growing. Every time he goes anywhere, every time he does anything, the man nose grows because he cannot stop capping, man. And that's the moral of the story. If you ain't real, even if you get put on, man, you gonna be fake as hell the entire time, man. And I think that's the moral of Pinocchio. Don't put these dudes on. Don't put people on that don't deserve to be put on, because all they're going to do is switch up on you and continue to do the things that they've been doing from the beginning, because they were not real to begin with. They were fake, and they used means of fakeness and magic and trickery to get on, man, and deceive you. And you ain't going to do nothing but see it the entire time. The only way that Pinocchio's nose could go back to normal is when he kept it real, man. You understand me? That's when Pinocchio got back to normal, man. Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty. It's a princess who was born, basically, and had a old place, right? The place was trash. But she got a spell put on her when she was 16, okay? Do you understand? Are you understanding the metaphoricness of it? The spell was put on her when she was 16, man. They told her she would be asleep for 100 years. And after the only way that she can wake up, is if some dude came through and saved her, man. It's the city girl lifestyle. You know what I mean? It's the flued out lifestyle. You can be a bum for 100 years. The only way you're gonna get put on is if somebody else put you on, man. And I think a lot of people are living their life through these fairy tales. You feel what I'm saying? Because when you really think about it, when you really sit down and you really try to think about it, like, man, that is completely false. But you know these stories by heart. The three little pigs, man. Three little pigs. These three little pigs had houses. One dude had this, you know, he had his own swag and style. Another dude had his house like this. He had his own swag and style. And then there was another dude. He had his own swag and style, you know. And then this nigga comes into town on straight cap, straight bull. And like, man, I'm just gonna destroy everything that you have built, brother. And I want to prove to you that what you have done, right, is not worthy of standing, man. Look, you built this house. I'm gonna blow your house down, bro, for no reason. You feel me? Absolutely no reason. One little pig had a straw house. Fuck this house up, man, out of nowhere. You know what I mean? The little pig wasn't doing that to nobody. He was living life, you know what I'm saying? He had a nice little crib, he had an upstairs, downstairs, he had an indoor pool, he had an outdoor pool. Man, the goddamn little wolf came through, blew all that shit down, man. Little pig had to scurry off, man, to his other homeboy crib. He like, man, it's a wolf in town, man. He is on straight cap shit. He is completely hating. He is knocking cribs down. Little wolf goes to the next house. He like, yo, I'm a huff. What he gonna do? He gonna puff, and he gonna blow your house down, man. This is metaphoric for the things that you will have to go through in your lifetime, man. You gonna build a house of hay, and it's gonna be a hater come through and try to blow it down, right? You gonna build a house full of straw. The haters gonna come through and blow your house down, man. Next little pig had a house full of bricks, right? House full of bricks. Metaphorical. Think about what he's talking about. A house made of bricks, man. You know what I mean? Bricks are sturdy, you know what I mean? And you know what a brick is. Had a house full of bricks, man. Wolf came through. He tried to huff, he tried to puff. He could not blow that house down, right? Because the house was sturdy, it was built on a good foundation, you understand what I'm saying? And he could not get that house down. But the moral of the story is, somebody will always come through, man, and try and knock your house down that you have built, even if it's built out of brick. Because the same way that little wolf came through and fucked with the pig that had the straw, he did the same thing to the man with the bricks, man. You understand what I'm saying? Now all them pigs got to go find bricks and build brand new houses, but now they know, man. You understand what I'm saying? And you got to always keep that in mind. Always keep that in mind, man. Shit, what else we got? I don't really know too many stories. The Ugly Duckling. I think this might be the last one I go into. But the Ugly Duckling is basically a story of a little weird looking duck, right? It was all these ducks and shit, and you know what I mean? All these little ducks, and all the little eggs cracked. They all cracked at the same time. But one of the little eggs was a little bit different from all the rest of the eggs. You understand me? The little duck that came out looked nothing like the rest of the other little ducks. You feel me? And all the ducks was hating on a little ugly duck. You know what I mean? They could not get over the fact that this little duck looked completely different from the rest of the ducks. It was a little bit bigger. The little egg, the little baby duck was on the heavier side. You know what I mean? His color was weird. Racism. Think about it. His color was weird. He wasn't looking like them, man. He probably couldn't swim as well as they could, man. And the little ducks did not want to play with this little ugly duckling, man. But what happened? The ugly duck stayed on this ugly grind, man. It continued to prosper. He got stronger, faster, you know what I mean? Wings got bigger. He started to, you know what I mean, look crazy. And he found out, man, he was not a duck. The little ugly duck realized, man, I am not a duck. I am a swine. You know? And that swine will beat the shit out of all of them other little ducks for all their years of hate, man. That duck now has an edge on him that can't nobody take from him, man, because he thought he was a duck. You know what I mean? They psychologically told this little ugly duckling, man, you are a ugly duck, but you actually are a beautiful swine, man. And I'm gonna end this video with that. Y'all have a great day. Thank you for listening. If you like, please comment, subscribe. I hope y'all appreciate what I'm doing. I also have another video out there that I'm starting. It's called Quarantine and Whips. It's basically where I review whip videos, man. I like whips. I'm not finna go out there in the middle of the winter in St. Louis and go to these car shows with a camera and act like it's not frigid and freezing outside. So I'm gonna sit in my basement, I'm gonna sit up with my TV, and I'm gonna try and pack y'all with as many videos as I can until y'all love them, man. Have a great, beautiful, blessed Sunday, man. Enjoy.